Tom Homan had a warning for people that was going against him and for the people that were going against him in Chicago specifically. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's rock.
How you doing? So look, if I offend anybody today, I don't care. Some of the media says I'm offensive. I'm okay with that, but I get to live in their minds rent-free. That's kind of cool. Hey, look, for the last 3.5 years, I wake up every morning pissed off about what this administration did. It's the most secure border in my lifetime. I've worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan.
And y'all want to holler at Rayshawn, got to ask him if he got it. I think Rayshawn is chilling. I don't think he, last time that we talked, he was like, Anton, I'm just focused on running up a bag. I ain't even thinking about, he wasn't even thinking about none of that. We got to focus on Tom Homan. Let's focus, y'all.
Every president I worked for took steps to secure the border because they understood you can't have strong national security if you don't have border security. We didn't know who's coming in, what's coming in, where it's coming in. No one was better than President Trump. He was one badass president.
Let me say this before we get into this speech. And I've been preaching this on the rooftop. I think about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I played a video of Biden. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Let's continue.
Who secured the border at unprecedented levels. Illegal immigration at a 45-year low. Illegal immigration down 83 to 90%. Extraordinary work. Joe Biden is the first president in history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose. Not by mismanagement, not by incompetence. They unsecured a border by design. The first day I smiled when President Trump won this election. I woke up the next morning, I was happy. I smiled for the first time in a long time. Then I got angry again. Because even though they lost the election, they're still moving thousands of illegal aliens in this country every day. CBP One app still running. They're selling pieces of the border wall, for God's sakes.
And that is true.
That you, the American taxpayers, paid for at a hefty price, and now we got Biden again.
That is true. Trump recently mentioned this, and he said we got to get Biden and his administration from stop trying to burn this country down before they hand over the keys. He said we cannot have these people messing up and selling the border. They're selling the border wall. This is Biden back in 2007 when he was running with Obama and asking to get elected. This is Biden again in 2007 when he was running with Obama and he was trying to convince the people to vote for them. This is what he said to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, no great country can say it is secure without being able to control its borders, period. What I would do about it was what I proposed to do about it almost 13 years ago. I would radically ramp up the number of border security guards we have, the use of electronic surveillance material we have to guard the border, and a number of what they call virtual fences. They're not literally fences, virtual fences from aerostat balloons on to whereby we can control the border.
I wonder when he got his opportunity to be president of the United States of America and also selected Kamala Harris in diversity, equity, and inclusion. I wonder why they never executed on this. This is one of the beauties of like 2004 and beyond, is because we can go back and look at the tape. This is one of the beauties of like 2024 or 2004 and beyond, because that's when social media really started to play a role and we can go back and looking at the tape. How much different is this guy than who he is today and how much he's absolutely destroyed this country? This is Biden too, y'all. Check it out.
Take a year to get the American troops out.
Hold on, check it out.
Or today, begin to withdraw all American troops. It will take a year to get the American troops out. Do you hear me now? That's the truth. It will take a year to get them physically out. Now, if you leave all the equipment behind, you might be able to do it in 7 months. And you leave those billions of dollars of weapons behind, I promise they're going to be used against your grandchild and mine someday.
How much different is Biden than he was in 2007 and 2008? Did these guys not pivot? And this is one of the reasons why I say the Democratic Party today, and for those of you that stayed loyal or your parents told you to stay loyal to the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party today is not the Democratic Party of yesteryear. Even I'm willing to admit that. I mean, I still think that it's a plantation. However, I don't think that it was even remotely as bad as it is today. They have gone so far left. They have become so liberal. They have been pushing agendas. They have become warmongers, so much so to where they are the complete opposite of what they are or what they were in the early 2000s, even in the 90s. So I don't know how people are not forced off of the plantation, because there's no way that in good conscience I could see a woman get torched on a subway by an illegal migrant that wasn't supposed to be here, that was deported in 2018 under the Trump administration, and then they were freely let back in, and now somebody's daughter, son, whatever, somebody is burned up, a U.S. citizen is burned up in the United States of America. It is completely different. They don't stand for anything. This wasn't something that you debated across party lines. You never debated whether or not we should have secure borders amongst Republicans or Democrats. That wasn't an issue. Now, we debated on feminism, we debated on a lot of social services, we debated on a lot of things, but that wasn't supposed to be something that divides us. How did that become an issue for something that Democrats stood on? And now, mayors of these blue cities are refusing to let Tom Homan deport people that are not supposed to be here. That was never a thing. That was never something that we ever debated about. People even criticized Obama for how strong he was on borders.
There is no smooth transition. They're going to destroy this country up to the last day they're in the Oval Office. But I got news for them, January 20th, the greatest president in my lifetime is going to walk into the Oval Office and take this country back. President Trump called me a few Fridays ago and says, okay, you've been bitching about the border for 4 years. You want to come fix it? I said, absolutely.
That's a straight conversation. Straight shooter. Straight shooter.
I got to learn how to retire. This is the second time I got unretired to come back for this president. But I love this president because he loves this country. I love this president because he wants to secure the border. I love this president because the securing the border saves lives. What Joe Biden did by unsecuring the border is this. Sex trafficking, up over 600%. No suspected terrorists.
No, wait a minute. But crime is down, y'all. Hey, crime is down. Crime is down. Sex trafficking is up by 600%, specifically at the border in these border towns and these illegal migrants. Hey, but crime is down. Crime is down, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Crime is down.
On the terrorist watch list, well over 300 apprehended. President Trump, in 4 years, we had 13.
But crime is down. Hold on, no, listen. We had 13 that was on a terrorist watch list that was apprehended under the Trump administration. Over 300 during the Biden administration. But crime is down. Crime is down.
The end of catch release. Joe Biden's released at least 8 million illegal aliens in this country in violation of federal law. And I said it before, for the millions of illegal aliens that have been released in this country in violation of federal law, you're going home, and Tom Homan's going to make sure that happens.
Talk to him, Tommy. Talk to him, Tom.
Think about this for a moment, what they did. They created the biggest national security vulnerability this nation's ever seen. I already said they arrested over 300 people on the terrorist watch list. Well, there's over 2 million known gotaways. Why did 2 million people pay more to get away? Why didn't they pay less to be turned over to the Border Patrol, be released within 24 hours, get a free airline ticket to the city of their choice, get a free hotel room at $500 a night, get 3 square meals a day, get free medical attention.
Because they didn't want to know.
And get work authorization within 120 days. Why did they pay more not to take advantage of this free giveaway program? Because they didn't want to be vetted. They didn't want to be fingerprinted. These are your gang members. These are the ones carrying fentanyl across the border.
Right,
and these are people from terrorist-related countries. After 9/11, we created all these databases. You got the FBI screening database. You got the DOD intel database. You got the visa security program, which stopped thousands of people from getting a visa to come to the United States like the terrorists of 9/11 did. So we vet them now, and we vet through the process. You don't get a visa if we find derogatory information in your background. But what terrorist today is going to put himself in a position to ask for a visa or ask for an airline ticket when he can simply go to Mexico and be a part of that 2 million getaway? I don't know how many terrorists cross this border under Joe Biden, but someday we're going to find out, and it's going to be a bad day for America. When that happens, we're going to have one badass president in the White House, and that's Donald Trump, who's going to make sure we respond appropriately. People always ask me why I take this so seriously, and people say, Tom Homan's a racist, Tom Homan's a national. Say whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Why do I care? I care because I stood in the back of a tractor trailer in 19 dead aliens that suffocated and baked to death, including a 5-year-old little boy that died in his father's arms.
Hey, shout out to everybody that does some of the hardest jobs, emotionally, spiritually, physically, ever. I've done some hard jobs in my life. I've done some hard jobs in my life. Never could I ever do a job where I have to chase people down that are breaking the law, that are destroying America, that are willing to sacrifice humans for their own capital gain. Never could I ever do a job where I find 19 aliens or illegals or migrants inside of a container, all dead, suffocated to death or something like that. Never could I do a job where I see people being trafficked and taken advantage of physically in the way that we know that they take advantage of people physically and then they take their innocence. Never could I do a job like that. And I just that's why I give so much credence to police officers. That's why I give so much love to people that are on the front lines. That's why I give so much love to border security and homeland security and police officers and people that are on the front lines in these wars and stuff. Man, y'all see some of the wildest stuff every single day. You guys are the true heroes, for real.
Throughout my career, I've seen tragedies, I've held dying children. I've seen dead aliens on the trail. I've talked to little girls as young as 9 years old that were raped multiple times by criminal cartels. They're animals.
This administration is sick, bro.
When you look into a little girl's eyes, 9 years old, and who had adults take everything innocent and pure from her, you look in those eyes, and those eyes have no life in them. Her life will never be the same. That's what pisses me off, because President Trump had us locked down. He had it locked down. And this administration came in and unlocked it.
This dude is pissed, for real.
People die on the border every day. Women are sex trafficked in this country every day. That's why I'm pissed off. And that's why the best day of my life was President Trump getting reelected to save lives. A secure border saves lives. Right. It isn't rocket science. I get fired up all over again. You Trump, Trump, Trump. That's right. President Trump's going to make this country safe again. President Trump's going to make our border great again. President Trump's going to decrease illegal migrant crime at unprecedented rates, because out of the gate, day one, we're going to focus on public safety threats and national security threats. They're first. They're coming first. And Trenda Agua, your days are numbered. My gang's bigger than your gang. And we're going to take you out of the country. We're going to port you out of here. Who do you think you are, coming to the greatest nation on earth and victimizing Americans in this country, your days are numbered. You're number one on the list. MS-13, you're right behind them. To the sanctuary cities who want to attack me every day so you can put roadblocks up, you're not going to assist us, shame on you. Shame on any elected representative, any congressman, council person, any mayor, any governor who don't want to remove public safety threats from your community and they're here illegally. That is your number one responsibility, is protect your communities. So if you're not going to do it, President Trump and ICE will. The mayor of Chicago, not a real bright guy, says Tom Homan isn't welcome in Chicago. Well, guess where Tom Homan's going to be day one? Chicago, Illinois.
I don't know why Brandon Johnson is standing on this. Brandon Johnson got his hands full with just trying to balance the budget, especially with this migrant crisis and this $1 billion budget deficit that they're facing in 2025. Brandon Johnson got so much to worry about. The last thing that he should be having a concern about is whether or not Tom Homan and President Trump is going to be walking in Chicago with size 10 shoes. Here's your question. And again, nobody's been able to answer this for me, but I am very curious. I'm always wondering, why is the Chicago mayor so dedicated to making sure that migrants, illegally migrants that are in Chicago illegally, why does he want to make sure that they are protected? They don't have that same enthusiasm for people that was born and raised and live in Chicago every day. Why do they want to protect them? Nobody has ever been able to answer this one. Nobody has ever been able to give me a clear-cut answer about this. Why does Brandon Johnson want to protect illegal migrants? Nobody has ever explained this to me. And y'all gotta understand, man, I'm a C student, so I'm a little slower than usual, but I don't understand it.
You don't want me there? Come get me. The people of Chicago have spoken. I went there a few weeks ago. The black community's upset. The whole community's upset because violent crime is up and millions of dollars in public services are being given to people who are not supposed to be here. Meanwhile, the tax-paying community that is in a bad way because the Biden administration's economic plans, they're getting robbed every day by giving millions of dollars to people that aren't supposed to be here. That's not the way it's supposed to be, folks. Nope. It's not okay to be in this country illegally.
Facts.
It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime to enter this country illegally. Now, let me continue to educate sanctuary cities. You want to not help? Fine. Shame on you. If you don't want to protect your communities, shame on you. But we're going to do it for you. You're not going to stop me. We're coming. So put up all the roadblocks you want, because we'll knock them down. And don't cross that line. People say Homan threatened to prosecute everybody in the world. I'm not threatening to prosecute anybody. What I'm saying is there's a line. You don't want to help, that's fine. Well, there's two statutes you need to be familiar with. One's 8 U.S.C. 1324 III. If you knowingly impede, if you knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony, and there will be consequences. Now, let me make it clear. The governor says I don't have the authority to do that. Well, no shit. I'm not a U.S. attorney, but U.S. attorney certainly does. And we will ask for prosecution. We will not let you prevent us from saving the American communities from illegal alien crime. It's not going to happen. We're going.
Yeah, man. Chicago. I can't wait. I'm going to get a front row seat. I plan on traveling to Chicago when Tom Homan and them get there. I got to see it first. I gotta be on the front lines. I got to be on the ground. When Tom Homan and ICE, I'm going to make sure I got my ID. I'm going to make sure I got my passport. Make sure they don't, you illegal? Nope. Do I sound like I'm illegal? I'm Anton from Anton Daniels. Don't worry about it. See, I wasn't going to Chicago when it was all bad over these last 3.5 years. I said, listen, under no circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, under no circumstances I didn't even do a meetup in Chicago. I hit all the cities across the United States of America. I was in Vegas. I was in LA. I was over in New York twice, DC twice, rooftop, popping. We hit Houston. We hit Dallas. We did Miami, New Year's Eve. We hit all of the major cities. We was in Tampa. Yeah. We was in every single city, it seemed like. We was all across the United States of America. East Coast, South, West Coast, Detroit. We did a meetup right here in Detroit. Chicago? Nah. There's too many people sleeping inside of the airport. Too many people sleeping at the police station. Too much crime happened, and they was trying to remove ShotSpotter. I said, well, wait a minute. Now, if Trump win, I might have to go and kick it in Chicago and see what's going on. I might have to go to Chicago and see what's going on. I got to witness the roundup for myself. I'm going to do a ride along. Hey, can I ride I got to see it. I got to see it for myself. I was in all of these cities. You know the cities that I'm looking to go to? Let me go ahead and get off of this. I'm about to read the super chats. It's cities that I haven't visited yet in small town America and larger cities that I haven't visited yet. I'm going to visit Portland this year. I heard that it's very difficult to get around over there. I heard that they real liberal over there in Portland. I'm going to go visit Portland. And I ain't going to talk about the out the country stuff. We're going to get to the out the country stuff. But I got to continue to go and visit America. All of America. I need to go and see what's happening in Portland. What other city haven't I visited that I want to see? I want to go to Phoenix. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening in Phoenix this year. I want to go to, it was a couple other cities that I wanted to visit. Man, what was some of those other cities? San Antonio. Gotta see what's happening while we over in San Antonio, we might as well go and visit Austin. Because I've never been to Austin, but they call Austin LA South. So I want to get to San Antonio. I want to see if all of the women eat churros. I want to also visit Austin. I want to visit, it was like a few more cities that I specifically, Raleigh. Raleigh. I got to go get to Raleigh. Shout out to Raleigh. And let me see. I've been to Indianapolis, been to Cleveland, been to Cincinnati, been to all of those cities. Memphis. Got to see what's happening in Memphis. I done been to Nashville a few times, but I keep skipping over Memphis. When Young Dolph died, I said, oh, wait a minute. They got a war going on over there. Yo, got it. I got to get to Memphis. Philly, yep, I got to get to Philly. Oakland, y'all cutting police services and fire. So I got to see what's happening in some of these cities. I got some cities on my list that I got to get to. So yeah, 2025 gonna be absolutely one of the most awesome. And I gotta see I am an American citizen. I need to see all of America. I gotta go see Route 66. I need to see all of America, not just the major cities, not just the bus downs over on Miami. Even when we was in Miami, I lived in Miami for 4 months. I was everywhere. St. Louis, what up? I gotta come to St. Louis. St. Louis is I think that St. Louis might be an investment opportunity. We'll see. Oh, and I'm coming to visit my friends in Canada. As soon as y'all get Justin Trudeau out of the office, I'm coming to visit my friends in Toronto and seeing what's happening. I always be over in Windsor and Ontario and all of that stuff. I got to see what's happening to my friends in Toronto. I got to do a meetup over in Toronto. So shout out to all of my friends up there. I will be tapping into all of these places. Yes, I done been to New Orleans a bunch of times. I actually prefer to go to Biloxi and then go to drive over to New Orleans, see how y'all continue to piss on each other and take dumps inside of the street and be naked, and then I drive back over to Biloxi and I protect myself, all right? So shout out to Biloxi. I love Mississippi. I got to get over to Arkansas. I got to get over to all of these cities. I'm coming to a city near you. Yes, I am. I've been to Minneapolis. Minneapolis was cool. Minneapolis is cold. Y'all got a lot of Somalians there. It's a lot of Somalians there. I said, these people are more chocolate than I am. These people are more chocolate than I am. What is happening over here in Somalia? I mean, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the Twin Cities, St. Paul. I was over in St. Paul and Minneapolis. I said, am I in Somalia? Or am I in, honest to God, it was some places I went to. I don't know if I'm in America or if I'm in Somalia. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But Tim Walz, shout out to Tim Walz.